so much.
I remember when I was a lad, these bags, they were 300 kilos each. You don't know you're born, you're not. And a bag of browning was 400 kilos, but it was as big as a mini. Welcome back everybody, it's Friday morning now, and back in this place again. I'm just going to give this ceiling a very quick PVA because it had one last thing yesterday, if you remember. So just going to give it another one just to sort of give it double, really. And then I shall start cracking on with it. What else have I got to tell you? Been trying to eat a bit different lately. I went for a little blood test a week or two ago, and it came back and my cholesterol's a bit higher. It's not ridiculous. I think it's 5.7. So I've been trying to sort of, do a bit of research. I'm always into sort of trying to find what's healthy for me and what's not healthy for me. So I've been cutting out all the saturated fats, and I've been, instead of butter, I've been having like virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And I've been taking them little, like the Benecol shots and things like that. I tell you what, my guts have never felt so bad. I've been really bloated. Last night, I mean, I'm not the skinniest bloke anyway, but last night my stomach was just bloated out here, I was doing proper Homer Simpson impressions. But yeah, bloody hell, I've never felt so bad. So I'm knocking all that on the head. I'm not going to start going back to the saturates and things like that. But I'm going to, I don't know, something has really given me jip. Really has. Anyway, I might not even need the sound effects today. But let's get on with a bit of PVA. Good old PVA. I'm going to stick a tad of water in here as well. What the hell? Bloody olive oil, no more. So the good news is for me on this job, I don't think I told you yesterday, the people are moving in on Thursday. But I had another job booked in for Tuesday and Wednesday, and I need another 2 days after today to get this finished. So I've put Tuesdays and Wednesdays job off till Wednesday and Thursday, so I can get in here Monday and Tuesday, get this job done, and I'm out of the way then. Last thing you want is to be plastering ceilings while people are actually trying to move in. Obviously, they've bought the place and they've got some bits in here, but they're officially doing their moving on Thursday. Because I was put behind. I was meant to be in here Monday and Tuesday as well as today and yesterday, but the electricians were running behind, so probably looking for raw plugs to buy to put the light fittings in. Probably having their old Sport Transit sign written and wheels all polished and lowered and stuff like that. It's probably why they were off, the old electricians, you know what they are. Probably had a bit of dust on their knee and they had to go and get the old trousers cleaned before they could go back to work. Only joking. I know some electricians that are well prepared to get dusty and drive about in vans that don't look like they've just come off of Silverstone racetrack. But that's electricians. We love them, don't we? We love them. As plasterers, we absolutely love electricians. There's nothing more I like than plastering around back boxes that have been sunk in 2 inches. But we love them. We don't moan about them. We absolutely love the electricians. Especially when they put a new chase in the wall and then they put a bit of conduit there and they leave it just proud of the wall for you to patch in. That's what we love about electricians, isn't it? But I'm not moaning about them. We absolutely love them. Great guys, they really are. And then, of course, I forgot, there's a pile of shit that they leave under each chase that they've chased out and then go home because obviously electricians don't carry dustpan and brushes. But I'm not moaning about them because we absolutely love them, don't we? Really do. Oh, and then there's a bit where they got the power turned off and then they decide to go down Greg's or McDonald's for their lunch without sort of having to worry about putting the power back on. But I'm not moaning about them because we absolutely love them. We really do. And of course, then there's a bit where you're plastering the ceiling in the room and then they need to come in, start ripping up floorboards, drilling and chasing while you're obviously, looking up at the ceiling, making the floor very unsafe here. But I don't know. I'd never knock them because I love them. They really are great guys. While we're praising the electricians, while we're really, showing our love for them, let's see if they've done the raw plugs in the ceiling. 2 little yellow raw plugs, probably buy 100 for 2 or 3 quid. Don't mean to sort of take money away from them because I know them van tyres, they don't wash themselves. You're not going to get a shine on your Sport Transit why you're wasting money on raw plugs, are you? So I understand where they're coming from. So let's have a little look. So let's see if them great guys. Oh, how great are these guys? Oh, they've got a. Is that a screw there? Or is that a tiny little screw that's almost passed through the? Oh, so that's a screw that's. I think it has passed through the base. It's not letting me undo it. So they've made it tricky for me, but that's all right because they're great guys. I really don't mind. I don't mind that that's sort of been done up and crushed into the plastic of that. I mean, you know, I forgive them. I forgive them because I love them. Right, what's going on here? Right, so let's undo this one. It's coming, it's coming. You know, that's probably... Right, okay. So I can see, yeah, it's a really lovely screw. It's a good, yeah, good screw, good quality. So I can't knock on for that. It's 10 out of 10 for that. But obviously you can see, I've tried to undo that screw, but it's gone right through the fitting. So it's only being held on by one. That's all right, because you know what they are. You know what sort of guys they are? They're great guys. So I thought I'd do it off the board this room. It's a, I don't know, 4 metre run there. It's not very wide, but it's about 4 metres down there. So as I've got to bring the boards up for that hall stairs and landing, I thought I might as well make life easier and just walk along the boards really. Always makes a nice thing. So I'll get in the mix and probably stick it on a time lapse and get that on. And as the weather's hot and we can't use the kitchen in this place, bought some milk for some tea. But where'd you keep it when it's boiling outside? You don't want your milk going off. If you know, you know. There we go. It's the builder's fridge. God, my guts are playing up something rotten. I do not feel great at all. Oh, right. Let's put that on there. Right. That's right, it's not picking up yet, so should have plenty of time. I'm more worried about it above this, above there where the heat's coming in and kicking out, so let's run down the edge first, I think. I was watching a carpenter on YouTube, like a young bloke, Chippy. I won't mention his name, but he's a nice bloke, and you know I watch his channel. It's not always for me, but you know he's quite a nice fella. So give him a watch, give him a subscribe, and all that. But he hadn't been doing much for a while, and then he put a video out the other day, and the video was sort of entitled, you know, "Where have I been?" sort of thing. So of course you click on it to watch it because you want to know where he's been. And it seems like what's happened is his girlfriend that he lived with, and she used to feature in some of the videos. Don't think she was always that keen to, you know, she wasn't like at the forefront of the videos, but he used to do, we did a lot of work around his house. But anyway, she's left him, right? She split up, they split up, she's left him, he's obviously heartbroken. And he's made a video sort of explaining that. And you can tell by the views that he's not getting the views he would probably get had he been building a media wall or something like that. So it's a funny thing, YouTube. If people like to watch you and watch what you're doing and probably know a little bit about you, you know, some of the nice things. But if you're going to start laying down your whole life like that, I think it's quite a fine balance, you know. People might not want all that. They like you, and you know, hopefully same as what I do. Say a little bit about myself, tell you where I've been the weekend, maybe take a video, tell a few stories, have a bit of a laugh, and you know, that seems to work well. But as soon as you start getting a bit deep with your own personal life, and it becomes like a depressing watch for someone. You know, are people really that interested? I think there's a fine balance. I felt a bit sorry for him really, because he kept saying throughout this video, you didn't ask, you don't need to know, you didn't ask, but he kept mentioning it. So it's obviously a bit of therapy for him, you know. He feels like he's reaching out to people that care. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that subscribe to him that do care, but there's a lot of people that think, I tuned in to watch you fit a door, mate. I'm not interested in your missus leaving you. Because a lot of people, I would imagine, you know, tune into YouTube to escape from the miseries of their own lives, a lot of people, you know. So it's a very fine balance. You don't want to be bringing that onto your channel, I feel. It's like bringing other people's woes and fixing them, you know, like Kirk does, you know, he does the old sob story, and of course it all comes out lovely at the end for everyone. That's alright, because there's a start, middle and end point. But when this geezer's obviously distraught and he's pouring his heart out to people that are probably switching off halfway through, I felt like messaging him and saying, mate, don't. This is YouTube, you know. This isn't all your old best friends from the down the pub giving you a bit of moral, you know. A lot of people probably don't really give a shit if your missus has left you or not. But anyway, that's just what I thought, you know. For instance, I was watching, obviously I subscribe to Smurf and I watch Smurf's videos. And he did a video the other day where he's got a new camera app for his phone. And he's learning how to use it and he's explaining some of the technicalities of it. But his views are right down on that video. Which just goes to prove his subscribers are tuning in because they're used to what Smurf does. He does plastering, he has a little bit of a chat, does the plastering, puts a nice bit of music over it, and that's obviously what his subscribers like. They're not into the technicalities of how that video gets onto YouTube. I personally am, because obviously I'm doing YouTube, so I found the video interesting. And I have got that app, I've got that Blackmagic app. But obviously I'm not going to talk about it now because I'll be doing exactly what I'm saying not to do. So it's a funny thing, YouTube. Just when you think you've got people that are completely loyal to you, you find out in an instant no one cares that I drove a Formula 1 car around a racetrack at the weekend. Not that I did or ever will, but you know, when you're making these things, you're always looking for something that might be of interest to other people, you know, get you some more views, earn you some more money. So what interests you probably doesn't interest everyone else. Love this little trowel, it's really nice. About 14 quid from Tool Station, this little trowel. It's an absolute little gem. It's a Marshalltown carbon, but it's not like a normal plastering trowel. I think they sell it as a concrete trowel, or it says plaster as well. Because someone had a dig on me in here once because they were saying, call yourself a plasterer, mate, you don't even know it's a concrete trowel. And to be honest, I didn't know it was a concrete trowel. A trowel's a trowel to me. And I'm not harking back to the old days, but trowels were all carbon and they were all really rigid when I started, so it's just what a trowel is really. There was no flexi or semi-flex or stainless steel. They were all just rough old carbon trowels. Put it on with a monkey's fingernail if it gets the job done. I think this could be a free coater. Well, it will be a free coater. That's just had its first flattening in there now. All ready to start polishing up. I've just had to sit down. My guts are going all over the place this morning. Come here, there's more. Right, a massive change of plan for me today. I've got this ceiling on and I've struggled, not with the ceiling, but with something's going on with me, honestly. I was halfway through that ceiling and it all got a bit bad and I thought I was going to S my P's, if you know what I mean. Obviously I stopped filming everything. Struggled through it. I've got terrible stomach cramps, but anyway, I'm not going to moan about it. But the fact is, I wanted to get this ceiling done as well today, and I'm not man enough to put myself through that. I really do feel like shit. So I've had a bit of a tidy up. Done that. I've got a load of protection down on these carpets. By the looks of them, I would imagine they're going to come up. But if they're moving in Thursday, they're going to still have these carpets for a while. So I'd rather keep them nice for them anyway, they've got to live here. So that's that. That's come out lovely, that ceiling. It's a nice flat ceiling for them now, for their boudoir. I think they're coming in to decorate the weekend, that's why I wanted to get all the bedroom ceilings done. I think they're decorating the ceiling so they can, you know, just have that done at least. So I'll be back here Monday and Tuesday, so I've got a fair amount to do, but I should be all right. I've got to go to Leicestershire this weekend and I was going to go tonight, but seeing how I feel, I might leave about sort of 6 in the morning and be up there for 8, half 8. I will see you soon. And that was Friday afternoon. I don't look right, do I? Look like a right gonk. I wasn't well at all that day, so I went home about 1 o'clock that was. I got straight into bed. And that's where I stayed till about 5 o'clock Saturday morning, and I forced myself out of bed. Left here, good old Essex, about 6 o'clock, and then I was up in Leicestershire for about just gone 8, 8:15 or something like that. And then we worked all weekend. We didn't stop, so I've just ploughed through it really. Wasn't my best for Saturday, so I've just obviously worked, did a lot of digging and a lot of that sort of stuff. So we put all this chamber in yesterday, connected it to that, and the original that was going there. Now we're digging, which this is going to be a downstairs toilet coming through here. And now we're digging and we just hit this, but we're hoping it's old stuff, so we keep going. And then woke up Sunday morning, I was sort of almost back to normal really, so did a good day's work Sunday and then left Leicestershire at about, I think about 5:30, and then got obviously back down here for about 7:30, 7:45. Straight back in that job this morning. So anyway, I'll continue now, but I just wanted to let you know where we were at each point of the video. Sunday evening now, it is just coming up to 7:30 and I'm about 10 minutes away from home. I've been in Leicestershire all weekend, as you can see, so I haven't really stopped all weekend, and straight back to work tomorrow. Got a full week of plastering next week, non-stop again. I am feeling it, but my lovely wife has just rung me up as I'm on my way home. Now bearing in mind, she knows I've been up there all weekend and I've been grafting my bollocks off. She's rung me up, listen to this. She wants to stick a frozen Aunt Bessie's toad in the hole in the oven for me. Is that a good wife or is that a good wife? She'll get it when I get in, don't worry about that. But you know what? I can't wait to get stuck into that Bessie's goodness. Fucking Aunt Bessie's toad in the hole. Next time she does the same, I'll stick 4 fish fingers in the oven. I'll say, is that alright? I've done you 4 fish fingers, my love. Is that alright? Anyway, I will let her watch this. We do love each other very much, but it's not dinner, is it? Anyway, I will see you in the morning for some plastering. Now, I just need to add something to that, because a lot of you might be watching this and be thinking to yourself,
be grateful she's cooking you a dinner. What are you moaning about? But almost every night, guess who does the cooking? So when she comes in, there's a lovely dinner waiting. Yeah, it's Monday evening. This is what she's got. Right, welcome back everybody. It's Monday, it's about midday now. I've just got this fairly big ceiling on. Wasn't in the mood for filming straight away, just wanted to get my head into work really. So I'll put you on my head now. My sweaty head. Just trailing this ceiling up, so we've got this one going on. Not massive, not small, you know, but it's still a job. And yeah, I've had quite a sort of long, hard weekend really, and I just come in here this morning, and I'll be honest, I wasn't in the mood to start filming and talking and performing, you know. Just sometimes you feel like you just want to get on with your work instead of doing this filming stuff. You think, look, I just need to get on with stuff. So that's what I did this morning. Just got on with stuff. Now I'm just at this sort of the last stages of this ceiling really. Big Artex ceiling it was. It had quite a few repairs in it. Don't know if you remember from the previous video where the electrician to put the spotlights in it, there was quite a few sort of circles cut out and screwed back in, so they all had to be scrimmed up. Obviously it all had to be scraped down, and then it had 2 coats of PVA, and then it had 2 really good coats of finish on it, so that's where the stage I'm at. And then that is the biggest ceiling out of the way in this job. I've also got another little bit out on in the hallway, a little sloping bit under the stairs, which I'll get out to that in a minute. And then tomorrow that just leaves me the upper hallway ceiling, which I was going to do this morning, but I just couldn't face getting up ladders and working off them on scaffold balls. I really wasn't in the mood, so I thought let's get this ceiling done. And I've taken a tip out of old Smurfs book really today. I've just really been sticking with this carbon steel trowel. This, I think it's an 18-inch carbon steel, and really just using it to final stages really. I like this trowel. I do prefer the carbons. I've got this one here, this Marshalltown. It's a 14-inch, I think, stainless. There's something about that trowel. I don't know what it is, but I cannot get on with that trowel. I keep thinking it's me, and then I keep going back to it because it's the perfect little trowel, and I just don't like it. I really, something about that trowel. I don't know if Marshalltown ever made a dodgy trowel, but that would be it for me. So I'm going to treat myself to a 14-inch carbon version of that. I don't want stainless steel trowels. I don't like them very much, if I'm honest. They're alright for polishing, but not for putting on. They just haven't got, they haven't got that solidness, you know. There's something about it. You can only really explain that to someone that's using them, you know, and knows that difference. You see this ceiling here, there's a really low joist there. I can't overcome that, look. So I've got a busy week coming up. I am here today, obviously. Here tomorrow. Up until completion here tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday, I've got a garden room to do for a mate. Which I haven't seen, I've only seen on a quick video. It should be fine. And then Friday, I've got a couple of walls to do in some lime. Now, the customer's had a go. He's bought us some lime. It's an old property and he wants the lime on it. He's tried it, but obviously he's not done it properly and he just wants it finished nice. So I'm going to do that, and it's a product that I've never used before. It's one of these, like, I think it's got fibres in it, or it comes with fibres, and you mix it in with the mix. And then you just use that one coat, a bit like a big thick one coat plastered, you know, that is, I'm gonna have to put it on about, you know, 9 or 10 mil, whatever, to try and lose all the bumps and stuff. But like I say, it's an old place, so they don't want it looking like this, you know, they want it with a little bit of rustic charm to it. So I've just priced it for a day's work, but I have no idea how long this stuff takes to dry. Does anyone else know that? It's like a one coat lime thing, really. I'm not even sure what make it is, I've never seen it. I've had to put this on quite thick out here because there's an old communication cable going across here, which obviously they don't want to see, so I'm just going to literally bury it. And then obviously the next one that goes on here has to be quite thick there to lose it there. Lucky enough I'm not doing the walls. Have to put a bit of jollop in here afterwards, you know, the hard stuff, the pudding, as we call it, pudding. Peter O. Where's Peter O? Peter O. Who's Peter O, you might say? For my older viewers, Peter O'Toole. There we go. I think I'm going slowly mad working on my own. Do you know that? Trouble is when you work on your own, is that as soon as I get to work, my main objective is to get back home again. And that's not a good attitude to have, really. All I do is I look at the job I've got to do and I think, what time can I get out of here? What time can I get back home again? But when you're working with a couple of you bounce off each other, don't you? You haven't got that desire to get back home because you know, you can have a laugh together or whatnot, and I don't know. That's a little beauty, so it is, Liz. This particular one's great for little things like this. It's easy, you know, just keep it in your pocket or slip it between the cheeks of your arse and you've always got something handy then. You've heard enough of my ramblings. I'm just going to get this finished, polished up. And that's all the plaster I'm going to put on today. I think I might just prepare the other ceiling so I can walk in tomorrow and skim. That's another one down, and that is all sort of put to bed now. And all I've done now is I've prepared these other ceilings, scraped them down, give them all the PVA. So that's that one, and the little one in there. So tomorrow morning I'll walk in here, I'll literally mix up, chuck them three straight on, and then that just leaves this one up here. But what I did at the weekend was I used a scaffold board at my son's. I always carry 3 scaffold boards. I have a full length one, which is a 3 metre one. Then I have one cut down to sort of about 2, and then I have one down to just about a metre odd. And then you can usually use all them 3 to get you out of trouble wherever you are then. But I've left the longer one at my son's house, which would be the one I would want from here to there, because I'm going to get another little set of ladders there, put a board from here to there, and then I can literally walk from that board to that board when I'm skimming this. I have 2 hop-ups underneath these boards that will stick out, and I can literally walk across this whole ceiling then without having to get down. So I'm going to go and pick myself another scaffold board up now and some more plaster. It's about 2:15. And then I'll just be in here finished tomorrow. So I'd rather have the longer day tomorrow, to be honest. I'm really not in the mood as usual lately. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there today.